Orlando Pirates was playing their last game of the preseason tour in Spain, and I think as a fan you'll be asking yourself this question of, are these guys actually ready to go back and defend the treble? And I think before you even get into your answer, you will actually need to look at some of the few things, especially around the team and the fixtures and the games that they're going to play, if you believe these guys are actually ready to go back. And I think you're looking at the overall performance of the preseason, you realize that Orlando Pirates actually gained something, and I've seen some improvement in terms of the confidence moving the ball from the back, trying to move the ball, especially in the middle of the park, because I think sometimes Pirates can't find the people that can move the ball into the middle of the park. So I think especially in the game where we were playing against Al Ittihad, that game was really, really important, because I think the way we played in that game, even though the results won't show you that, because I've mentioned in that video talking about that game that that's the actually thing about Orlando Pirates, that they will give you chances, and then Al Ittihad decided to take their chances. And I think now you're looking at that, you're like, okay, what are the few things I'm going to look at if I really want to get my answer to this? So I think number one, you're going to be looking at defense. Number two, the midfield and the attack. And I think one of the things that most people, they really overlook will be the goalkeeping department. And I think I want to start there, because I think last season I had some complaints with some of the goals that he was considering. I was like, okay, this guy is actually getting a lot of goals that are actually not supposed to be by his standards. Like, I mean, you're a goalkeeper of the season, I assume, and then you actually able to keep 21 clean sheets. And I think the defense as well, we actually had the best defense last season, and I think the biggest thing that was a flop in actually this preseason so was actually us conceding in all the games we played. And I think that's okay, maybe the Las Palmas because was actually the 1-0 game, but in 4 out of the 5 games we actually conceded in those games. And I think it's alarming by the standard of this defense, because this defense is supposed to be the best defense. And I understand the fact that we were doing a lot and lots of changes, because the importance of the tour was to trying to find the chemistry with the boys, especially integrating the youth as well, which I'm impressed with some of the youth as well already. And I think integrating the new players as well. And I think the players that also felt like he was also a new player is De Jong and Orico in the middle. And I think the way he's been introduced is trying to be that guy that actually breaks down defense. And I think we have the depth that is enough. That is really something that you can actually also add if you want to look at those things. So in terms of defense, I wasn't really happy with it with the top performance, because I think the guys, they did a lot of mistakes. Because if you look at the goal that we considered, it's not the goals that those guys were actually better than us trying to create those chances. We actually gave them the chances and then they took the chances. So I think it's one of those things that we need to fix if we really want to be like watertight at the back. The midfield, I think it's going to be more improving the way I've been seeing different characters, the way they move, the way we play. I think we have swag in the midfield. I think we have guys that want to play the ball, want to move with the ball. I think I'm so impressed with that scene, the way he's carrying himself, the confidence, the arrogance. I think if he's going to get a lot of game time this season, I think he's going to like show us flames. And remember, this is the guy that is with like a potential goal of the season, the way he's actually scored that goal against Sundowns. And I think the swag he has actually in that middle of the park, the confidence, I think we need a player like him to be actually come in, especially if you want to kill teams with someone who can able to control the ball and move with it. So we can bring him because he's got a confidence. He's also know how to win the ball. And I think it's the good thing with some of the players that even if you can actually have a swag carrying the ball, are you able to win the balls back? So he's one of those players that's got the strength to go out and win that ball back. So I think that is going to be a good thing for him. The midfield is looking good. I think the striker thing, it's going to be a problem. And I think even Wadu himself, the way he's been playing these strikers in this preseason tournament, he's actually trying to find something, trying to find a striker that he will start with in the first game. And I think right now, last season he was really trusting Butuma a lot, which I think he didn't get also the ball that were favoring him. Because I think the other thing is people need to understand that characters of strikers are very, very different. Mbutsuma likes the ball that's gonna put him, the keeper, the pole, and him. Like, he needs to face the ball. This thing of like him is going to get the ball and trying to shoot, running with people. This is not Mbutsuma. So I think one of the things that contributed in him actually not getting a lot of goals was those. And I'm not going to take away the fact that Mbutsuma missed a lot of chances. And I think some of the things is he missed a lot of chances, maybe because he's not good enough, or we really need to find a striker. There were some talks that we were willing to go all out there to find a lethal striker. And I think those talks were just rumors, because I think nothing happened. Nothing even came out of the smoke. We were thinking there's fire there. There was no fire. And then after all those aspects, you realize that you actually now understanding what we actually went out there on tour to do. And the question is, we are playing against Milford, who are actually good enough, and they have a pace, they have an energy. They always gonna make sure that they run down Pirates. And that's why I've said that playing those guys is actually difficult, because now you don't know if you're gonna play the guys that will go out there and able to play with you, or you're gonna play guys that will go out there, just make sure that they frustrate you, they sit at the back, they will be happy with the point. So I think there's things Coach Wadu needs to actually look at in terms of how are we going to break down that defense and able to find goals. And I think we have a good performance also from Moremi, because he's always up there trying everything that he can do. I think overall in today's match, even though we lost by that one goal, but I can say something, we dominated most of the match. At some point, those guys, they haven't even seen what's change look like, because the defense and everything was just there after that. And also the way we were playing, we were trying to actually play some nice football, creating lots of chances. So I think lots of things that's happened there. I think I will be happy if actually we take some of the positives that we actually gain from this tour and put it together and be ready for the first match. So I think overall, my answer will be, I'm ready with the boys to go back and defend the treble and see what we're going to do. And I know whatever Milford will try, it's going to be not good enough, because Orlando Pirates will go out there and make sure that they go and get the 3 points. So I think the tour has been amazing. I know Coach said that is going to come out now. This stage 4 of the preseason, they will be able to sharpen up the team that will be facing Milford. We are kicking off the season. So I think I've been happy as a fan looking at those guys trying out, the youngsters that actually been introduced into the first team. I think they played very well, and I'm impressed with the few already, and I want to see them actually in the team to play, get some minutes there and there. So I think there's a lot of things that we can talk about regarding the press conference. So the biggest question is, hey, you as a fan, are you really believing that these guys are ready to go out there and defend the triple? If you think they are ready, make sure that you comment down below and tell me what gives you that confidence that these guys are going to go out there in the first game and kill Milford and get those 3 points. And the other thing is, we need to make sure that we win our first 5 games. So make sure that you keep the conversation going. My name is Popkis. Thank you so much for watching. And if you've been subscribing on the channel, please subscribe. You can like the videos as well, and come back and watch more content here, because it's going to be nice, because the season is about to kick off. Up the bars once, always. I'll see you on the next one.